Tampa Bay will probably go back to where Tampa Bay has been. Go back to where Tampa Bay has been. Go back to where Tampa Bay has been.
What is up, Bucs fans? We are back. It's live here on a Monday for Real Bucs Talk. I'm your host, Michael Plus. Joined, as always, my co-host, who will be in here in a little bit, waiting for his baby boy to fall asleep. But Buccaneers get a huge win, become 6-2, winning 23-3 over the Saints, and had to play the Cam Jordan video that Jason Light tweeted out last night. It's awesome to see, how far that rivalry goes. But the Buccaneers have had the last laugh lately. I can't talk. But I hope you guys are doing well. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your week, and hopefully it'll be exciting, relaxing bye week as the Buccaneers are 6-2 and don't have to stress out this week, as you can relax and enjoy the show. And hopefully the Buccaneers can also find a way to get healthy. That's been a big emphasis, but you see there on the screen, 6-2 ties the best start in franchise history, which is awesome. And again, the Buccaneers have dealt with so much already this season through 8 games, injuries, new coaching staff on the offensive side of the ball, up and down games. Some parts or some phases of the team have been better. Some have not been as good. Special teams had their woes early on in the season and cost us some opportunities to maybe get a win, maybe against the Eagles. You look at the offense and just the adversity that they've been going through with the injuries and the constant shuffle of the offensive line. The guys who have had to step up and step in have been really good. And I think you have to give a big credit to this coaching staff and Todd Bowles for finding ways to get this team to 6-2 and really, take advantage of their schedule. As you see here, again, just starting the season 3-0. Yes, close wins. The point differential is, 3 or less in all of those games. You lose to Philly and then find a way to bounce back and get 2 big wins against Seattle and San Francisco. And then bouncing back after the Detroit loss and finding a way to win yesterday. Again, the defense was outstanding. When you look at the box score, they found a way to get turnovers. They had 4 turnovers, should have had 5, but the referees, the officiating, just hasn't been good. And I think that's throughout the whole NFL. It's been bad. And most of the games you watch, I'm sure a lot of you guys could agree with this. You watch, even like the Eagles-Giants game yesterday with the non-fumble call, with the tush-push for the first down. Should have been a fumble, should have been a turnover, ends up not being. And then even in our game yesterday, Antoine Winfield probably could have had 2 touchdowns, maybe in 3 touchdowns. He was in the end zone 3 times and none of it counted. But defensively, it was outstanding day for a lot of players, including Anthony Nelson, who had 2 sacks. He had a forced fumble. He had an interception for a touchdown. I mean, the guy was outstanding. Antoine Winfield was great as well. He had fumble recoveries. He had interceptions. There was just a lot of good yesterday. Jacob Parrish, Jamel Dean, the whole secondary really played well, I thought, against the Saints. And again, the Saints offense, I don't know what they were thinking as far as like attacking our defense, because there was just so many passes. I mean, you had over 50 passes in this game, and we saw that last week against Detroit. That's not a good recipe for success. They just didn't try to run the ball at all against the Bucs defense, and I understand why, because the Bucs defense is a strength against the run, but they really set up their quarterbacks for not much success, because Buccaneers defense pretty much locked them down. They found ways to get after Spencer Rattler and get sacks. They ended up, I think, with 5 sacks on the day. And again, had 4 turnovers and also 7 points. So they outscored the Saints on defense 7-3, which is awesome to see. And I think being 6-2 is just, that is a great start for this team, especially with all they dealt with. And now you go into the back half of the season, and it's going to be a tall task to come out of the bye. You face the Patriots in week 10, and then you have Buffalo and the Los Angeles Rams. So that's going to be a tall tale, but we'll have to see as far as what happens with the health of this team. You got to hope some guys get back, because yesterday the offense, again, I know there's been a lot of heat on like Josh Grizzard and obviously the goal line stand and everything that happened there with the play calling and such, but they were committed to the run game. They had 29 carries in this game for 88 yards. Again, nothing spectacular. The offensive line, I thought, really struggled yesterday. And again, they made another change on the offensive line. They had Dan Feeney as the right guard. So you continually, shuffling and trying to figure things out, but the offensive line didn't play great. Baker had some misses in the game as well, took some deeper drops in his passing sets, and that led to the fumble forced by Chase Young, where he was dropping back pretty far in his passing depth there. And again, it was kind of made it hard for the tackles to keep that pocket and keep those guys away from them. So overall, again, I thought, Tez Johnson played really well. He's stepping up and starting to come up big. Kadon had a very strong game. They went to Emeka Egbuka 9 times, only connected on 3 of those. So he had the deep shot to Emeka for the touchdown. Unfortunate he wasn't able to come down with that one. It was a tough play to make because Baker tripped on the drop back and then did a play action fake, turned around and set, and threw it right as he got set. And unfortunate that Emeka just couldn't catch it. Good play by the closing defender there to knock the ball out. But yeah, I mean, I think you have to be really happy as Bucs fans, and I'll get to your guys' comments here. Let's go through it again. Appreciate everyone joining us. Be sure to join us here on YouTube. If you're on X, we appreciate you guys joining in, and feel free to comment as well. Just want to get to some of the comments here. Steven Stansfield, good to see you. Yeah, the refs. I think the refs hate everybody. I don't think it's just the Bucs. I think it's a league-wide problem. Is the issue? Brutal as Bucs is good to see you in here. He has the Bucs over the Patriots. He says the Patriots haven't beat a good team other than the Bills, and their defense was decimated at the time. Drake May, hype train needs to slow down. Yeah, I mean, Drake May is playing good football right now. I mean, they play, I think the biggest thing about the Patriots is they play a smart brand of football. They've been doing a good job of protecting it. They play solid defense. So you know what you're going to get from them, and they're going to present a good test. Kayla commenting in here. Yeah, the refs need to be checked. Yeah, Winfield was robbed. Yeah, I mean, that was just bad. He was robbed of 2 touchdowns potentially. So, yeah, it wasn't cool seeing that. And the referees have not been very kind to the Bucs over the last 2 weeks. I think that's pretty evident. Yeah, Drake. I mean, again, the Patriots are 6-2, and we'll get a good look at them going into this weekend against the Atlanta Falcons, who ended up losing and dropped to 3-4. Corey Hall, good to see you. Yep, Bucs win. It's a good victory Monday here live on Real Bucs Talk. We appreciate you guys joining in, and it's awesome to have you guys with us. Be sure to hit that like button and support the channel. Trying to see what else you guys got here. Again, If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them in here. KGH for life. Good to see you. Yeah, there's been a lot of discussion about Graham Barton, especially at center. I think a lot of it has to be attributed to they put him at left tackle, to start the season, and then all of a sudden you're asking him to go back to center, and again you're having a different right guard there. Multiple times they went with Mike Jordan, or they went actually with Luke Haggard, and Haggard I thought continued to progress, especially after that Jets game. He progressed and played, I thought, pretty decent against the Eagles, and then against Seattle, I thought he was coming on strong, and that was the best performance they played as an offensive line goes. Haggard, and then you have Barton and Bredesen, and then you go to the game against San Francisco. Again, Haggard I thought was doing really well in that game. The offensive line as a whole was doing pretty solid. Then Haggard gets hurt. Then you have to go back to Mike Jordan, and then this last game you have Dan Feeney in there. So you need to build some continuity. You got to have guys in the same spots, and I think moving Barton out of center right now I don't think is the way. I think they have to just continue to work with him, continue to work with the offensive line as a unit, understand what they have to clean up, and a lot of it is simple stuff. The stunts that these defenses are presenting, I think, can be cleaned up. Again, it's just knowing how to pass guys off, knowing when to be in a certain spot to pick up those said blitzers. So I'm not too worried about Barton yet. I thought for the most part yesterday he did a decent job. There was some struggles in the first half for sure, but in the second half they played much better, and obviously the offense performed at a much better rate. They ended up getting that touchdown on the 4th and goal, and I think that has to be a good credit to them and finding a way. I thought, Grizzard, again, a lot of people were talking about him. I think it was a good message to the team. He's like, you got to go out there and just do your job. And I know a lot of people were talking about, oh, it's 4 straight runs. It's the same play call. I get all of that, but at the same time, it's 1 yard, and you got to be able to execute to get 1 yard in this league. And I thought that was a good message. And I also liked the message that they didn't back down from going for it again on the second time. They could have easily just kicked a field goal there on 4th and goal, but they went for it again and they stuck with it. I thought that was a good sign of not only Coach Bowles, but also Grizzard to continue to stay with it, and they got it in there. So that was important. I'm trying to see. John V. Dude had been buns. Are you talking about Graham Barton? I don't know. I know there's been just a lot of issues. I mean, Tristan Wirfs wasn't great yesterday either. So the offensive line, I think offense in general, they need this bye week. There's been so many injuries, and you're missing. I mean, let me bring this back up and we'll go through it. But yeah, I mean, we don't need to look at the stats. Again, the standouts was Anthony Nelson and the defense. The secondary was outstanding. But I want to get back to just look at the depth chart here. So a lot of these guys, and look at all the people that are on IR. You don't have Luke Gedeke. You don't have Cody Mock. That's a big part of your right side of the offensive line. A huge help for Graham Barton and Ben Bredesen as well. It's a huge part in your running game to not have those two guys. You don't have Jalen McMillan. You don't have Mike Evans. Those are all starters. So you have, is that 4 starters right there? You're without Chris Godwin and Bucky Irving. That's 6 starters. And I would even count Luke Haggard as a starter because I think he's going to be your starting right guard moving forward. That's a lot of pieces to overcome on offense and a lot of things to continue to count on other guys to execute at a high level. So I think let's let's take it easy on Graham Barton. I think they all understand they have to be better, and that includes everyone, not just Barton. You know, we always say it here on Real Bucs Talk. It's 11 working as one, and understanding the process and the offense overall. You have to be better from that standpoint. Um, and it's execution. That's what it comes down to. So, I mean, I think you got to just calm it down a little bit on Graham Barton. I think he'll be okay. Just get that continuity back. But Mark, like I was talking about here, you're missing 6 starters on offense, and for this team to continue to find ways to win, I think is a huge talking point. And this point here by John Ledyard, I think can't be stated enough, like how good of a job Todd Bowles and this staff has done with what they've been dealt with.
Isn't that funny though?
Yeah.
Years pass, people so quick to throw them off the ship, right? For a better term of use. But and I've always been trying to defend them, but then what was it? Year before last year, I was like, damn it, plus you may be right, kind of thing. I mean, because he is a defensive mastermind. He just never had dogs to run his ship, right?
Right.
Offense was always an issue until the last few years where he's found guys that do it the way he wants it to be done. And let's face it, I mean, yeah, the injuries are mounting. You have elite players at a lot of positions that get you where you were. I mean, look at last year to this year. There were almost no injuries on the offensive side. The defensive side had all of them. What do you know? It's the total opposite of this year, right? So you got to take all this into consideration. There was no offensive line issues last year. It all starts up front. Those are cliche terms, and it's common sense. If it starts up front and we can't protect, you can't generate push. Clearly, on the fourth and 1 or the goal line drive, you couldn't generate push. Then again, you didn't have elite guys to make decisions back there. Rashad White is slow, runs high. Sean Tucker's fast, but he doesn't really know how to read the holes inside gap schemes. And they didn't run the same damn play 4 straight times. I saw that multiple times.
Yeah,
they ran different gap, pull, counter, but it's a lot harder to execute when the offensive line's not getting the push. And it's not just one guy on offense. It's Baker isn't hitting, and he hid Baker's insufficiencies this game with a shit ton of runs. Brizard did his job. You just got to execute. And yes, Baker may be playing hurt, most likely, but let's get some guys back. Let's get an offensive line more healthy, and let's rethink everything, get back to where normal is. Because right now, normal is rookies on the outside for your wide receivers. You had Josh Williams, a rookie, undrafted rookie, at running back at one point. I mean, it's hard to run an efficient offense with rookies out there making mistakes at all times. You can't just throw the Kate out in every play. I know tight end 1 is your guy, but it's hard to consistently move the ball if you don't really have elite level talent or just a consistent play, right? I mean, Tez Johnson himself says, I'm making mistakes, but I'm learning on the go. Emeka is a great player, but he's one guy, and they're going to double him. He's not Mike Evans just yet. But there's a lot of excuses, but shit, we're winning. We're 6-2.
Yeah.
Number 1 in the FC South. So give some room for error, but let's wait for these guys to come back, because when they come back, then you can truly see who the Buccaneers are.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think when you look at Emeka Buka, I was talking about him earlier, and Tez Johnson did really well in this game. I thought he stepped up in the second half for sure with 5 catches on 6 targets. The 6th one he probably should have caught as well. Probably has even more yardage in this game, maybe even a touchdown if he was probably still running after that one. Cade Otton, again, I think is continuing to evolve to get more important in this offense, which is great to see, especially in the passing game. Emeka Buka, again, 9 targets. You would like to see a little bit more efficiency there, but he had an opportunity for a touchdown. It was kind of a bang play. Probably could have caught it. He probably would say he should have caught it. And that makes this game look a lot different, versus it's probably, I don't know, probably 31 at least. It should have been 31. And I guess we'll go into that next. But yeah, I mean, I think the offense will be okay. And I think there's a lot of things that they're going to look at. They're going to make adjustments. And you're missing a lot of key starters. And like I said on the depth chart here, bringing this up, you're without Bucky Irving. You're without Chris Godwin, who's a starter. Mike Evans is out for the year. That's a huge loss. They're trying to adjust to that loss that is not there. Like, Mike Evans is so critical for this offense, and now you have to rework and re-strategize your plan. Jalen McMillan, you hope to get back in December. But the biggest loss is Luke Gedeke and Cody Mock. Like, those two guys are so key on this offensive line, and that's a unit that's been so pulled towards one way and then kind of shift towards the other because you have so many changes coming in weekly. You have a new right guard every week.
Yeah, every week.
So, and Dan Feeney, he did okay yesterday. All right, nothing spectacular, but he was okay. But the line as a whole just wasn't good, and especially when you look at the numbers from not only PFF, but you also look at on the tape, like, yeah, there's a lot to be desired there. And that's where they have to figure it out, because it starts with those five. If they can't block, then it's going to be a struggle for whoever's at quarterback, and whoever's playing the skill positions. And
it's the God honest truth. I mean, you got to get push up front, and you got to get protection. You can't throw the ball deep. Everyone sees, what Liam Cohen could do and what Grisard was doing earlier. This was a top 5 offense the first 3 or 4 weeks. Things went down real fast the past 2 games. I mean, you've had Michael Jordan in there. You've had Luke Haggard, Elijah Klein, now Dan Feeney. Like, it's just a revolving door at right guard. And it's not just because of bad play, it's because of injuries. I mean, Luke Haggard was starting to settle in, and then he gets hurt.
Yeah.
It's like, it's frustrating. The guys don't know who the hell's playing. And Charlie Heck, although he's playing better, it's just not good. Okay? At the caliber of what Luke Gedeke can do and can bring you. You just got to get healthy. That whole right side is hurting. People are just downing Graham Barton left and right. Guy that was playing left tackle the first couple games and then just said, go back to your center. Even though you were learning the position of center last year, I want you to learn left tackle for 2 games and get back at center and be a Pro Bowl center because we expect you to, because you were a first round pick last year. It's ridiculous. So what some people expect from a guy, second year player. Let me face edge rushers like Danielle Hunter and it blows my mind. Like the guy can't get settled in. Then he has a guard next to him. That's, who the hell is it going to be this week? Like I think I'm saying, on his right side. So it's frustrating, yes, and but it's your job. I get it.
Yeah.
If there's no continuity, it's difficult, and especially with coaching, trying to, like you just said, draw it up when you don't have a Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Bucky Irving, or offensive line around. You're like, who the hell is my go-to? And if your go-to is Kate Otten, you're not really going to be pushing the ball down the field because they're going to double a Mecca, and they're going to say anyone else can beat me. Fine, just take the dumps. Because right now, that's what everyone's doing. They saw what the Lions did. Just attack heavy, blitz. Their offensive line's ass right now. They can't throw the ball deep, so let's push it and force them to go underneath. And some of those reads, Baker's just getting too antsy with it and throwing it inaccurately. So with better protection, we'll create better opportunities. And I mean, Tez is playing at an all-time high confidence. I'm loving his play right now. We just need Baker to get healthy. I think someone said it earlier. It looks like he's playing hurt.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
He had the bicep injury earlier in the season. Then it's just not on the books right now. But probably a lingering thing. If you're throwing the ball 50 times in a damn game, guarantees some inflammation happen in that shoulder, especially if it was a biceps tendonitis in that throat and shoulder. It's probably
I mean, he's probably he probably playing with a strained oblique because he had an oblique injury. and then he had a knee injury as well. So he's probably playing with a sprained knee and a sprained oblique. So that's tough. Like when you have those injuries, and that oblique injury affects your accuracy as a quarterback because you have to be able to open up your hips, you have to open up your, your chest, and being able to throw the football on time as well. So,
not just that, your best target is coming off a hammy. He's like, "Oh, I'm okay. Put me back in."
Yeah, and you can see it on tape. Like Emeka's route running is not as sharp because of the hamstring. So all those things play into it. And this is why the bye week comes at no better time. I think, again, good positive comment here. I think, definitely got to get healthy over the next few weeks. And it's going to come. Like, you're going to be able to get more guys back. I would expect Gedeke is getting really close. We talked about that. He's probably dealing with a plantar fasciitis, and that's, a 6 to 8 week injury, basically. So you have to rest that. Bucky, you're hoping he's getting close because he probably has the AC joint sprain probably with his shoulder.
So he flexed the shoulder, so it literally popped out back in. So you don't want to rush that for a running back.
Yeah, because then it'll happen again. You don't want that.
It's like the first time you sprain an ankle, like that shit hurt, didn't it? And then it's more prone to happen again. So do you want a running back to just lower his shoulder and just it popped out again, because then give it time to rest first of all, recuperate, and then strengthen it. So there's a whole lot of things that go into it. Plus he's a smaller back.
Who was the running? Was it didn't Emmitt Smith have to deal with that? He was the one that kept popping out his shoulder, I believe, or something. I don't know if that was Emmitt Smith or some other running back, but I just remember a running back that continued to pop out his shoulder, and it was like an ongoing thing that would happen with him. But I don't know. Maybe that was once or twice, but it just seemed like when Emmitt was in there, his shoulder would come out, and then he'd be like, "Oh, I'll just pop it back in." But I think you just got to be smart, and I think that's what they're doing with these. It's crazy that the Buccaneers only had 14 first downs, but they possessed the ball almost 6 minutes more than the Saints. The big reason, the 4 turnovers to 1.
But not just that. Look at your rushing attempts to passing attempts.
Yeah, 29 versus 15, which is crazy.
So so you just finally, we're not going to make him throw it 50 damn times. And it was they were tried and true. He said, "No, we're going to limit mistakes. And that's why I think don't force Baker to make something. Pull it back from him, because clearly he's injured somewhere.
Yeah.
And plus the weapons aren't there. You can't force anything. Can't get down early. Lean on the defense, run the ball, try and control it." And they did. That's exactly what they did. It was just an ugly game because of the 4th down or the 4 attempts on the goal line where you should have had a touchdown, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the same opportunity again. Finally, you punch it in, but still, it was 3 attempts prior. Everyone's like, "This is shit, awful. Should have been in the first half. Why would you throw it to Sterling Shepard?" I agree. Why the hell would you? Why would you throw a fade to Sterling Shepard? It was not smart. And then you attack the same best corner twice. That's not good football. Yes, I understand. And it's like, let's put in our best players. Well, I mean, really? Hell, I would almost say put Cade outside. Make him 1-on-1. That's a bigger guy to throw up to, at least.
I think, the red zone offense, all that could have been done a lot better. I think you got to draw it up a little bit better so the execution can be easier. Find matchups, spread it out, and try to find the obvious target to go to. You shouldn't be forcing the fade balls to Sterling Shepard or even Emeka. Emeka is going to be better winning on quickness, slants, cutback type of routes. Not the one-on-one jump ball. That's not the time for him right now to do that. But again, there's lessons to be learned. I think the greatest thing, though, is you found a way to dominate this game defensively. Defense is continuing to raise their level of play. I think we saw that in the last several weeks with the ability to get turnovers. I think this is I want to say this is the four straight games with multiple turnovers. Maybe five, might be five. I don't know, because you had the Niners, Seahawks, you had multiple turnovers, and then the Lions, and then now this one, the Saints. So that's a good sign. Like, all that is trending forward. You're getting sacks as well. You're third in the league in sacks. You're third in the league in pressures. So the pass rush is there, guys. Like, it's coming together, and you're starting to generate numbers. You're starting to generate interceptions. That is a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's something we mentioned early on. Like, on tape, you see it. And same thing with everyone saying, "Oh, Hassan Reddick, good, he's down." I know he was generating pressure a lot. He just wasn't getting the sack. He was getting really close. It's almost like, I mean, you're throwing things off. You're rushing the process of the quarterback. It eventually will get there. Like, a lot of it's just funneling who's going to get the one-on-one. And if Hassan Reddick and Yaya get doubled, either by a tight end and a running back, someone else is going to benefit. And that's all. You can't look at it as that player didn't do good or didn't get the sack, so he sucked. No, like, Anthony Nelson jumps in. They probably looked at him, it's like, who the hell's this backup? He ain't going to do jack. And he comes out. A lot of his plays were just sheer effort. Like the fumble from behind, sheer effort. It's not like he did anything spectacular. His one sack was just getting him from behind. So it's like, and that was the same thing happened in the Lions game. His sack was just getting golfed down from behind. It wasn't like a miraculous one-on-one true Myles Garrett win, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that I think they were, how many was it? It's not one person has more than 4 sacks, but we're third in the league in sacks. It's like, it's incredible. Like, and it's coming from bunches of everywhere. And that's the madness that Todd Bowles brings you. You don't know who to cover. And because of that, you can't single in on one guy. Yeah. That's cool. That's awesome. You can like Hutchinson, be wary of the one guy. Well, we have a lot of game wreckers. You don't know who's coming. So it's hard to prepare for it. That's why this defense, when you have the guys to use it, it's very effective and hard to get the ball out fast. And if the ball comes out fast, you better hope it's to the right read. Or someone's jumping that really quick, or a fat guy's going to jump in the way.
Yeah, and I want to get into this. I mentioned it in the beginning of the show, talking about, the turnovers, and obviously Antoine Winfield probably should have had a touchdown as well, maybe even 2. We have to remember they called a turnover that was forced by the Bucs, but they said it was an incomplete pass, which was not true. When we look back on the review, it was a fumble force. They overturned it and said it was incomplete. So we could have had 5 turnovers. But just looking at the secondary, Jamel Dean playing outstanding, Tyke Smith, McCollum, Parrish, Winfield, all these guys, Benjamin Morrison as well. And we even saw Christian Izzian on the first snap of the game where they went to a dime look, which was really cool. Hopefully we see more of that to go forward. But these refs, Mark, I mean, they are just awful. And I was telling the people in the chat, like, it's not just our games they're bad at. It's every game in the league. There's something that's mind-blowing that's going on. I mentioned the Eagles-Giants game that was a fumble, on the tush push. Guy clearly knocks the ball out while Jalen Hurts is still up off the ground, not down by contact or anything. And it's a fumble. It should have been Giants ball. And then we saw it yesterday with Antoine Winfield. Blatantly scores a touchdown, should have been 14-0. No whistle at all. And
at all. It was erroneous.
I mean, where's Wedding Crashers when you need it? But like, it's just dumbfounded to see what they're coming up with. And they're just blatantly lying to the people, saying, oh, we heard a whistle. There was no whistle. You just made up a lie because you got it wrong. Like, it's just stupid.
There's only a few ways to look at it. It's either, point one, they are literally that blind and stupid. But to be honest, like, a lot of these crews have been there for a long time. They can't be blind and stupid.
Yeah.
Like, you can't.
Like,
The only
what's
one I can think of is the stupid call of the tush push, because it, like, literally they're saying there's no way there's no way of getting it right, because either way they call a false start every play, because everyone's moving forward before the ball's even hiked. There should be a flag in every damn play, and with that needs to get thrown away because of that. And so it's either they're just stupid and blind, or guess what? There was just an NBA issue that happened with betting. There's a lot of issues with this going on. I mean, it's money. Everything's run by money, right? So you got to look at it in that fashion too. Well, why are things like this being thrown? Like, it's kind of bullshit. Like, the NFL hierarchy saying, "Oh no, let's try and hold these guys back a little bit, get them emotional, so they lose this game." Like that, we're all human nature. We're humans. We're emotional. If you get someone pissed off enough, they're going to rattle their game off. And it's 11 people you're throwing off on each side of the ball. So it is frustrating very much. And the fans get into it and get pissed off, but it's league wide though.
Yeah.
And then you have your favorites of the Eagles or the Chiefs or the Lions. You get favorites, but it's frustrating when it's this consistently bad. And there's no fix. The NFL has to fix it. No team can do anything.
Yeah. Well, the problem is they don't hold these refs accountable. They're not full-time. They're part-time refs. So you're not putting resources behind them to help them get better, in my opinion. There's just no one's getting punished in the right way. We fine these players for ridiculous things, like Rachaad White getting fined $46,000 on a play that wasn't even a flag. There was nothing there, and you let him play. He just ran his guy over. That's crazy. And to have that happen, and then if you're a coach or a player, you can't talk about these refs because guess what? You'll get fined or in trouble.
Yep.
And that's the issue right there. I think it was Kayvon Thibodeau. He was talking about the fumble, and he was like, "What?
Did he get fined? Is that why?"
No, I don't think he got fined, but it was just funny. He was talking about it after the game, and Brian Burns comes in, and he's like, "You better be quiet. They're gonna fine your ass." And I was like, "That is so true.
You better shut up."
Yeah. And because he was talking about the play, he was like, "That's some bullshit right there. Like, it should have been our ball." And Brian Burns is like, "Yeah, you got to be quiet." And he was like, "Okay," and he stopped talking about it. And like today with Todd Bowles in his press conference, he was asked that, "Did you get any explanation on the return touchdown by Winfield?" And he was like, "No, nothing." Dead silence. And
didn't even answer the email or phone call or text.
Yeah. It's just crazy, but I'm more mad or upset about Antoine Winfield because that was a touchdown on his. Yeah, he should have had at least 2 touchdowns to his stat line, and he's your defensive player of the week instead of Anthony Nelson, who likely is going to get it, and rightfully so. But Antoine had a hell of a game, and he should have had another touchdown for this defense, and that also adds into Pro Bowl votes and Pro Bowl. That means a lot towards Hall of Fame and all that stuff. So when you get cheated out like that with the refs making a call, that's just, that's hard to swallow right there. But
here's what pisses me off too, though. So like, even with that, this is why I say they play favorites. So like last week, I felt like Dan Campbell can just throw a flag. No, I want to challenge this because it doesn't agree with how it sits. Todd Bowles could probably throw a flag saying, "No, that was a touchdown. Let's fix this." And they don't even acknowledge it. Nope, I blew the whistle. There was no whistle. How about you challenge that there was a whistle blown? And then they tell you, no, it just came from some field somewhere. You can't even hear it. It should be what's on the field is what you judge it off of. Fuck, it should be like, no, go to New York because you guys don't know what you're talking about. Let's go see if they heard one. If you heard one, okay, cool. Well, Dan Campbell gets it, but Bucs don't. They can't get it.
Yeah. But I mean, Hardcore Hero says it perfectly. I mean, they let it play out. Like, people were running after Antoine Winfield. They didn't hear a whistle on the field.
The refs were running.
Yeah, everybody was running and letting the play go. Winfield was doing the right thing, taking it into the end zone. So everyone knew it was a live ball. Everyone knew it was a live play. So don't state that you heard a erroneous whistle or a made up imaginable whistle call. Like, it wasn't there, guys.
Yeah.
Don't lie to us, because we're not stupid. We can understand what took place. It was obvious it was a fumble. Hell of a play by Jamel Dean, knocking that ball out, Winfield picking it up, and should have been 7. And instead of being up 14-0, we have to get the ball back. We end up turning it over, and they get 3 points. So not only did you cost the Bucs defense 7 points, you also cost the Bucs a shutout, because they would have had one. And that's what is really upsetting as well.
Yeah,
that's just crazy.
Yeah. Baker, what are we doing? I mean, he has to be feeling something. And it's
on that play, again, he dropped back to way too far. I was talking about this before you hopped on.
100%.
He was dropping back because he was afraid of the push up front by the interior offense line. But Barton actually pancaked his guy on that play. So he had plenty of space to step up. So he dropped way too far back, and Chase Young was able to turn the corner on Wirfs, because, again, Wirfs is expecting Baker to be several feet forward instead of all the way back where he was. It ends up being a fumble. But, just crazy that took place. Eric Marino, appreciate the super chat, my man. Glad you got your Ibuka jersey. That is awesome. He is going to be in Tampa for a long time, so enjoy it. Yeah, you got the right player right there.
Woo! There you go. Gonna get another one.
Yeah, exactly. It did. It cost him 2 touchdowns. It's just something.
Where it is, like Rondé Barber is the touchdown king, right?
Yeah.
And what does he have of touchdowns? And whatever, but like, imagine 2 in one game. How many defensive players can say that they have 2 touchdowns in one game? It's probably not that many.
Yeah, you could probably count it on maybe both hands, maybe even one hand, to be honest. But it's nuts. I'm really worried about, as this season goes on, and once we do get into playoff football, especially the Bucs getting into playoff football, the refs are going to come up again. We already know that's going to happen. Like, something is going to take place where it's going to be obvious that it was the wrong call, whether that's for the Bucs or against another team or just another game. So I don't know what's going to happen with this officiating, but got to hope and pray it gets better somehow. But right now, it doesn't look like it will be.
I lied. There's a lot of them. It's over 20. So
yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, either way, like that's nuts. I stopped reading because there was too many. But either way, it like you just said, though, it would have been an interception for a touchdown, a fumble recovery for a touchdown, and just shows how dominant this defense was in that game. And a hell of a bounce back, considering the announcer said, "Oh, the defense got ripped apart last game." I'm like, they didn't really get ripped apart. They gave up a 78-yard touchdown run. Okay, that was bad. Other than that, they did pretty well. And Jared Goff didn't do jack shit like almost the whole entire second half. So it's like, they keep you in the game. It's your offense just has to do enough right now until you get some weapons back. But like I was saying, like if your number one is Cade Otton and you got a limping Emeka Ibuka, it's difficult to move the ball consistently. And like I said, Rashad White, maybe good pass pro, good catcher. But he's not decisive when he's running the ball. And then Sean Tucker, maybe get him more reps. Get him some outside runs. But it's tough sledding right now with the guys that we're trotting out there.
Yeah, for sure. Eric Marino, again, appreciate the super chat. As far as the holidays go, I mean, just enjoy time with family, man. I mean, just spend time with your friends, family, and yeah, really appreciate everyone that you have in your life, and make sure you send out love, especially with what we've been seeing lately. Doug Martin, passing away, and then Nick Mangold over the weekend. So make sure you tell your friends and family that you love them, and know that you're out there for them as well.
Yeah, especially during the holiday times. Like,
Yeah,
come closer together. I know everyone wants to get into arguments sometimes with family. No, just appreciate the time. It's
yeah,
at the end of the day, like, it's coming together. It's a good thing. Don't get into AI or getting some of these girlfriends through AI. Talk to people.
yeah.
It's better to talk to the real thing. I'll say that.
Yep, for sure. And as Krillin says, hit the like button. Nope, I don't want that one.
You didn't?
Why does this never work for me? There we go. But hit the like button, and no, I won't appear in anybody's room. So please hit the like button. Again, we appreciate all the support.
Woo!
Thank you, Krillin, for that comment. That is awesome.
Some toes.
Yeah,
toes, plus.
Yeah, you don't want to see my toes. And I want to bring up this point because now we can kind of move on. We talked enough about the Saints game. Again, it was just a good win. Buccaneers found a way to get to 6-2. Now we want to shift gears towards the last half of this podcast, the last 15 minutes or so. I think this statement is coming true, Mark. We talked about this before the season started, and I was saying Bucs should go 6-0 in the division. And when you look at this tweet by Greg Allman, NFC South isn't good, guys. Like, the Bucs should be clear and above the favorite, and I think it's playing out that way, as they are 6-2. And you look at the Falcons and the Panthers, who both lost yesterday in humiliating fashion. The Panthers dropped to 4-4. The Falcons are 3-4, and the Saints are 1-7, and likely going to continue to lose. The Falcons have the Patriots this week, which is a great sign for the Bucs because the Bucs can kind of study that game, see how they play, see what opportunities you have. But the Falcons are probably going to lose that game. It's in Foxborough. It's probably going to be a loss.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
their defense is damn good.
Yeah. Patriots defense plays well, but to my point, Mark, should we go 6-0 in division games this year? I say yes. And I'd be kind of disappointed if we let one slip.
I would say yes, but this is just how the Bucs are. It's frustrating. And I mean, they all should be like how this game was.
Mm-hmm.
But think about it. We were a field goal away from going to overtime with the Falcons week 1.
That's true.
And there was just so many little mistakes too. Like, McLaughlin is doing flat out amazing right now. He was missing kicks then. It's an extra point, for shit's sake. Right? So, I mean, it's just NFC South division, like you just know each other. Like, this is what it is when you're in a division. I mean, the Giants beat the Eagles earlier, right? So,
I will say
I want to say 6-0, but
I will say the only way I see us losing one division game is this last game, week 18, is a throwaway game. Like, it doesn't matter. The Bucs already clinched the division after winning against Atlanta here in week 15. They clinched NFC South by then, and they're able to rest guys going into the playoffs. And let's say week 18, we don't need to play anybody. We can't advance in seeding. We can't move up or down. We're locked into, 3 or 4, whatever that seed may be. I could see us losing maybe then. But even then, I still think our backups can beat the Carolina Panthers. I don't think they're a good football team. And same thing with Atlanta.
But in the same respect, like, Atlanta's all banged. Every team's banged up. I mean, Atlanta
everybody's injured.
Didn't have their number one. Didn't have their quarterback.
Yeah.
Didn't have their best middle linebacker. Like, I understand that Panthers were without their quarterback. So I understand some of the situations. Like, Yeah, if Baker went down, Teddy's a sufficient backup, but do you think he's going to be as good as Baker can be?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's
I think Atlanta and Carolina both have coaching problems. I think Atlanta definitely has a coaching issue. I think Raheem and the offensive coordinator just don't have it put together, especially with Bijan Robinson in your backfield, and you don't find a way to feature that guy and run the football a lot more than they do. That's an issue. Especially, I know you had Kirk Cousins back there who probably should just be retired, just like Carson Wentz, who should be retired. Unfortunately for Carson, he's out for the year now for Minnesota. But okay, yeah, 6-0. I'm sticking with that. I think they should go 6-0 in the division. But again, it's a week-to-week league, like I like to say. And as we look forward, after the bye week, we come out against New England. That's going to be got 3 tough games to start after the bye week.
3 tough defenses too.
Yeah. Buffalo, again, their defense is banged up. They just lost Ed Oliver for a long time, so that's a huge loss. New England, again, tough defense. Their offense led by Drake May, so it's going to be interesting to see how that matchup plays out. But Mark, what are we looking for? I think the main thing, we kind of talked about it, but is it really just coming down to getting as healthy as possible on offense and going from there? Like, you think offensively, I mean, if there are any changes you want to see, like what would those changes be as far as maybe play calling, scheme, execution? I know execution's the big one. Just hit the plays that are there.
It's solely getting healthy and execution. Yeah. To be honest, offensively, you don't really need to add anything. Like, I know everyone's like, get a right guard. If the price is there, okay. But Haggard did enough to me. The time that he was in there, he was actually doing pretty damn good at some points.
Yeah.
And vastly better than the first game he played in the Jets game. Vastly better. And then you're just hoping McMillan can come back. Ibuka gets to full strength. Godwin can be a serviceable, like, health, right? Where you're not expecting him to go out soon. Yeah. And you have 3 legit wide receivers to go with Tez Johnson, Cade Otton, and hopefully Bucky and Gedeke come back. I mean, there's a lot of firepower you get back. And if you get all that back, then you can go on a run, and then Grizzard can start opening up the playbook more. But like right now, you're pigeonholed. And like if you look at the games we won, I mean, we won San Francisco. Yes, they were banged up in their secondary, and guys were getting in, but Baker was delivering some balls. Then you get to Detroit, and Baker starts throwing the ball erratically. Guys were wide the hell open, late, pumping 100 times. Don't know what the hell he's doing. And the same thing you saw a little bit in New Orleans, but it was in a less fashion because he wasn't forced to throw the ball as much. Because Grizzard said, no, we're not doing this shit again. We got to be able to temper how much we're going to throw at him and like grind this ball game away. Because Todd Bowles is really humming with his blitz package, and the defense is getting turnovers. So why force something when you can win the game in a different way? And that's what I'm learning from this game. It's not just we need a pass to win. We can grind this out through chewing out clock, just being safe with the ball. Hell, we probably could have done that with Detroit, but I mean, things happen. But I mean, overall, get healthy. Defense, keep doing what you're doing. Todd Bowles is doing it. If anything, like we've both said, a linebacker, whether it be a middle linebacker or an outside linebacker, your depth at secondary is fine. I think that's the only area you're going to look for. I mean, they may even think of a defensive tackle, but I think it's more middle linebacker or outside linebacker. Other than that, you don't really need anything. It's you've got a team that knows what the hell they're doing. Just let them keep going. And Servassier, yes, maybe his ability to cover the running back is off. But I mean, they're finding ways around it. They're sending him in more. They're not forcing him to cover the running back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think defensively, keep leaning on them. And how did he do? Well, we'll go over that more. But I mean, he did some good things. He did a lot of good things. Everyone sees Anthony Nelson's interception. They're like, oh, Servassier got beat again. I'm like, well, I mean, no one's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Again, when I look at going into the second half of the season, you got 9 games left. Again, if you win your remaining 4 division games, that puts you at 10 wins right there. And then all you have to do to get to 11 or 12 is beat
Arizona and Miami.
Arizona, Miami, really. And you're hoping you can at least avoid, got to go at least 1-2 or even 2-1 in these next 3 games coming up. I think you got to win at least one of them. If you do that, ideally, you win the Los Angeles Rams game because that's an NFC conference game. The AFC teams, if you happen to lose, that would be okay. But again, it's a week-to-week league. We'll have to see how they come out of the bye week. Hopefully, we can be healthy. But my big takeaways is looking at this team, just all the draft picks that have hit from this draft class. I mean, it's been outstanding. 1 through 7 have all had an impact outside of David Walker, who unfortunately got hurt before the year. But
and I mean, outside of Ibuka, he was getting so many good reviews. Like you didn't hear Ben Morrison and Jacob Parrish. You didn't hear about them much. It was more, this guy is looking pretty damn good on the outside.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, David Walker is going to have a huge role. I think he was going to be your backup edge rusher to Hassan Reddick. And it's unfortunate he got hurt. He pretty much overtook Chris Braswell's spot pretty much. But I think the impact of these rookies and how they move forward going into the second half of the year, I think is going to be a huge sign for this team and how far they can go. Hopefully they can continue to get better as more veterans come back into the lineup. I think that's going to be a big thing. But when you look at it, you have Emeka Egbuka, Tez Johnson already starting, which is crazy. And then on the defensive side, you have Elijah Roberts, who has earned a starting role. He's starting. They found Elijah Simmons.
Let the big doggy.
They found Elijah Simmons off another guy's practice squad. They picked him up from Arizona, and he's been really good. I'm hoping to see more of him. And then, like you said, Jacob Parrish becoming an impact player at nickel. Yeah, immediately, and playing so well. Benjamin Morrison's starting to come on as well. So I think the rookies and just the impact they have made, and then getting Hassan Reddick back for the second half. I think he comes back for the Patriots game. It sounds like his injuries were not too severe. So I would expect him to be full back, ready to go. And let's just see how they can continue to affect the quarterback. And I think they're doing that in a way where it's really working. And hopefully they can continue to mix and match with their secondary. And offensively, I think you're on track. Josh Grizzard, I think he's going to be fine. He's going to make adjustments. Like I said, get the offensive line settled and stabilized, and then you can go from there. And hopefully Baker can get back on track and just being that Baker that we saw against San Francisco and Seattle as well.
Oh, yeah, because Seattle, he was dialing it up. He would read it perfectly, execute it perfectly. And the sad thing is, I think he can read it when he has time, but he's just not executing a good throw right now. And then sometimes when, like, the Tez Johnson throw was perfect, but like it's not consistently being that perfect. Like the first throw of the game against the Saints, how the hell do you throw it that far behind Ibuka? I just didn't understand that. But I mean, overall, especially with the bye week, you got to come out of the bye week. You're going to be more fresh than the other team. You got to. You hope it's more studied.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a team that wants deep playoff aspirations. You're like, okay, this is our time to go on a run. It's usually what it is. Like this is that. Okay, we're healthy. Let's go. If you come out of the bye week slow, that I'm going to be pissed. That's either a coaching thing of you just didn't get them ready. Don't give me this crap of, oh, the momentum's gone. No, like you're hyped to be back on the field. You should be going all out. So
yeah.
But again, it's still 2 weeks until then. So let's see.
Yep.
Get rest up first, then prepare next week.
Yeah, I think just getting healthy is number one key. And then, like you said, improving faster starts on all three phases of the game. Defensively, offensively, got to start faster. I think that's going to be an emphasis of improvement. And I think as this offensive line gets healthy and you get Luke Gedeke back, you get Haggard back in there, keep establishing that run. I think the run is close. And obviously getting a talent like Bucky Irving, that's going to help your run game. And you can incorporate more play action passing as well. But we will see. I know a lot of people are talking about trades. I'm hoping because the last time Jason Light made a trade, it ended up going pretty well. We won the Super Bowl that year. So I sent
London plus,
but still it was a trade.
Round pick, wasn't it?
It was still a trade. Like you got to make a trade, and I think again, it's going to be a trade that hopefully is for the right cost and all that. I think you could go get a linebacker from Miami. I think Tyrell Dotson. I know a lot of people want Jordan Brooks, but guy's playing so good, so maybe they could get Dotson, who's their other linebacker, and maybe they could bring him in. But we shall see. We'll see what they do. Again, I even sent Jason Light a DM yesterday. I was like, come on, man. You can do Jordan Brooks. You can do it. Make it happen. But we'll see. We'll see, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Be sure to hit that like button. And again, we'll be back live with you guys next week. We'll actually be able to do like an actual preview of the Patriots game. So we'll line up some tape for that and do some things on the live stream. So that'll be a lot of fun. Be sure to check out our Substack. Again, we'll have more content on there. Be sure to join our YouTube memberships as well. We got a lot of exclusive content on there, and we'll look at a lot of different things from the Saints and kind of get into maybe some more of just the overall themes that we've been seeing so far this season and what can they improve going forward. But let's just hope the injury button turns off, right, Mark? We got to make sure that gets turned off. Like no more injuries. Any last thoughts before we head out?
No, that's just more consistent. We're going to look at the tape, look at the film, see what we see, kind of throw it out there as much as we can to kind of show you like what it is. It's never usually as bad as you think it is, but it's never usually as good as you think it is either. So we're going to break it down. There's always areas to improve. I think they clearly play call did improve this game, even though the fourth and goal issues or goal line issues, but still, like, guys, you're 6-2.
Yeah.
We get to rest, recuperate, and let's go on this long run because this team is good enough. The defense clearly is good enough to get you places. The offense, get healthy, you know what they can do. So wish for health, turn those injuries off, and let's go for a long run, long, deep playoff run.
All right. Yep. Should be exciting, guys. Hope you all enjoyed it. And with that said, go Bucs, and we'll see you on the next one.